But the reality is that comment that he made about me, Sheila Jackson Lee, Ketanji Brown Jackson, and Michelle Obama. The reason that that comment resonates so much with white conservatives is it confirms for them the belief in their minds that the only reason that the four of us were able to get into Ivy League schools is the color of our skin, that the colleges looked at nothing other than our race.
Hello, guys, and welcome back. How are you guys doing? I bet y'all doing good. Let's jump right into this one. That was our sister Joy Reid. We know Joy Reid ever since MSNBC let her go. She has been on YouTube. She has her own platform, by the way. It's called the Jou Reid Show. Subscribe to our channel and do not forget to subscribe to Don Lemon as well. If you're in the news, you want to know what's going on around the world, around you. You know the real news is very important. And you know they keep it real. So go ahead and subscribe to their channels as well. Trust me. You know ever since this incident, the horrible, horrible, terrible incident that happened to that young man, Charlie Kirk, nobody with common sense. If you got a common sense, you got a brain. Nobody should rejoice about that incident, whether you agree with him or not. He should not. He did not deserve that. Just like many similar incidents that happen, they did not deserve it. I will roll your more tapes on Joy Reid, what she said about that incident. But the debate is still going on about what that young man said when he was alive about the black women. And Joe Reid was given this opportunity on Don Lemon show for her to address the issue. And she came to address it. Let's listen to her, and we're going to add more commentary at the end of it.
Joy Reid, damn girl, I love you. Joy, I've got to ask you because I have been defending you. I've been defending Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yes.
I've been defending Michelle Obama. I've been defending the late, great Sheila Jackson Lee from this whole thing that, because I did a whole thing this morning, yesterday, where I talked about Charlie Kirk's memorial turned into a religious nationalism
Very weird
rally, right?
Yeah.
And so everybody, Brian Kilmeade and others, on the right are all hitting. And I'm like, it's true that one of the hosts had Brian Kilmeade on, one of the Fox News hosts had him on as a guest on his program. And he said, there was religion, a lot of religious stuff going on, and there was nationalism. But Brian, does that make it religious nationalism? I'm like, yeah, you just said 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
So I just want to know what you have to say about that, because I knew what Sheila Jackson Lee was talking about. She was talking about affirmative action and qualified women, qualified people, Black women who were given opportunities that they would not have been given if it were not for affirmative action. Not that they weren't qualified and somebody picked them and threw them into a program or university or wherever where they couldn't fit in, and then you didn't graduate. And all of this coming from someone who dropped out of college. Go on. How do you feel?
Junior college, right? Junior college. And by the way, that the late Charlie Kirk, who again we can say for the 140th time, it is not right to kill people. We are totally against it. The way he died was horrific. No mother should have to bury their 31-year-old son. I think that is an awful, awful thing that happened. To also happen on tape, where his children one day can Google those images. Just awful. I feel horrible for his parents, his wife, his kids. That's a horrible thing to happen. I'm against murder. That's why I'm for the Palestinians. I don't think anybody should be killed. And I don't believe they should be killed en masse either. But the reality is that comment that he made about me, Sheila Jackson Lee, Ketanji Brown Jackson, and Michelle Obama. The reason that that comment resonates so much with white conservatives is it confirms for them the belief in their minds that the only reason that the four of us were able to get into Ivy League schools is the color of our skin, that the colleges looked at nothing other than our race, that they saw we checked off Black and female and let us in because that is the way that they were going to do their quota to get enough Blacks in, which is illogical for a few reasons. Reason number one, there are about 1,200 slots, let's say, in the Ivy League sort of freshman classes, and probably like 10,000 people applying. A lot of those people are Black. How did they actually get down to the ones that they picked? If they were just going on race, and let's say there were 1,200 spots and 5,000 Black people applied, did they pick us at random? Did they just grab any one of us? So they had to have thought of something else. So that's number one. It can't just be race, right? They had to have at least vetted us a little more than that. Number two, to even be willing and have the balls to apply to Harvard, you probably have to have a certain GPA. Mine happened to be 4.2 on a 4.0 scale. So that meant that I had the balls to apply in the first place because I was super performing at my high school. So it can't just be black. Okay, let's say, okay, well, yes, so what? There were this many people that had a 4.2 that were also black, and y'all only got in. What about the white people who had a 4.2? Okay, let's say it was just that. We also had to submit our SAT scores, right? We had to submit our SAT scores. I scored in the 96th percentile on the SATs, meaning that I did better on the SATs than 96% of the people who took the SATs the same year, including the white people. So that means that I did better on the SATs than 96% of the white people who took the SATs the same year I did. So it can't just be grades, rank in your class, race, and the SATs. They had to find some other way to get through that 5,000 or some more blacks and get down to me, right? Because then here's the next piece of this. I didn't just get into Harvard. And let's say I got into Harvard just because I was black. Okay, let's go ahead and give them that. How did I get into Yale? Okay. Harvard and Yale, I fooled them, my black self. I fooled them with the blackness. I was black, and they said, just come on in, Harvard and Yale. How did I get into Brown? How did I get into University of Denver? How did I get into Vassar? I got into all the schools I applied to, all of them, except for Stanford, who put me on the wait list. If I was literally just getting into colleges because affirmative action only looked at my race, that's a hell of a feat to do when there were thousands of people that had similar credentials. I had to have had a lot more than race to get into Harvard. And I promise you, as smart as I know my ass is, Ketanji Brown is smarter. Smartest person I've ever met in my life. When you smart, I'm smart. That lady is smart on a level I've never seen before. And her 3 roommates were even smarter. These girls were so smart that we were shocked that we'd ever met anybody that intelligent. And Amy Coney Barrett, on the other hand, is a Supreme Court justice just like Ketanji, even though her qualifications are minuscule compared to Ketanji's. Maybe that's the affirmative action we've been getting. White people who are essentially mediocre in scale compared to a black person getting the spot because they wanted a conservative. Maybe the way that J.D. Vance got into Yale is because they were tired of just letting in white men from New York, from Choate, from all the elite schools, and they wanted an Appalachian white. That's how that man got into Yale, I promise you. Same thing with Ron DeSantis from a small town in Florida. They wanted to just get out of the New York, D.C. matrix, Massachusetts matrix, and let somebody into Harvard and Yale who came from a different place. He came from Florida. Baby, that's also affirmative action and DEI. So before y'all start going crazy about DEI just meaning they let black people in just on the basis of being black, think a little more critically and think about the fact that it's also disabled people, military veterans, people who come from Appalachia, white folks who come from Alaska and different places that they don't normally come from, indigenous people, Latinos, Asians. And the last thing I'll say about this, for all of y'all people on Fox that are going to clip this because y'all mad about affirmative action, because yes, I embrace affirmative action because I belonged at Harvard and I was smarter than all the legacies I went to school with, who only were there because they were rich and their parents had a name on one of the buildings and they didn't go to class and I did. So I'm just going to let y'all know that we see affirmative action as these schools searching for people they wouldn't have ordinarily found without deliberately looking for us. They would have just let the same mediocre white men from rich families in. But instead, they let me in. And because of that, you now have the ability to attack me, right wingers. You have the ability to know who I am when I don't know who most of y'all are. But you know me because affirmative action brought me your way. Tell the Lord, thank you. Be grateful for all that God has given you. God knows what God is doing. She a smart, smart lady.
She's probably black.
And she definitely black.
Joy Reid, thank you. Now that was a read and a mic drop.
She said it best. She said it best. When you give Joy Reid the platform, she is gonna deliver it. Credit to the Dilemma Show for giving us this opportunity to have our comment. Do you notice something? Ever since MSNBC let Joy Reid go and CNN let Dilemma Goer. These two has been an independent journalist on YouTube, and the news is even getting more interesting. Do you notice that? If you heard the level, you love news, and you want it to be more interesting while you are getting the real fact. Do not forget to subscribe to both of their channel, and you are not gonna regret it. What do you guys think about this DEI that she explained better than anybody? How how do you see this? I think she is saying if you're pointing the finger to the black benefiting from the DEI, when are we gonna have the full conversation how the whites are also benefiting? Why y'all want to focus on just the blacks? What happened to the whites that they are also benefiting? When are we going to have that conversation? I think that's what I got from this. What do you guys think? Let's go down there in the comment section, add your comment, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Thank you to all my return subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. Bye for now.